Okay, so let's dig into the board. It's not super straightforward, but it's definitely not the most complex setup by any means compared to a lot of what you see guys using these days. It all starts with a Pedal Train Pro pedal board. It's one of the classic series sizes. There's two Voodoo Labs Pedal Power Plus 2s mounted below. Most of the cables that you see here, the purple ones, are actually Lava high-end tightrope cables that came in a kit. They are the solderless ones. I like them. However, I will say that they were kind of a pain to build. You can ask Brian, you see on the channel. I ended up enlisting him to help me finish them off, and also a few of them later on I had Jason at Backstage do. But yeah, I'm happy that I have them now, I guess. So basically, everything on top of the board really starts with the Empress Buffer Plus pedal. It's a really great buffer as well as a total I/O interface for the board. It has some extra features with the Plus model, a boost, noise filter, input gain, a couple things like that. This is really nice because I have, so many pedals on here, so many cables. I also have the LoopMaster, which adds another cable to every single pedal. So, you just get a lot of signal degradation and loss. And this has, ever since I started using this, I really have been able to tell the difference that it's made with just better tone. Everything on the board basically runs through the in and out loop on here, except for the Fuzzrocious Demon King overdrive pedal. One of my favorite overdrives by far. A cool thing that's on this pedal is the feedback oscillator. However, using this functionality on the pedal, it doesn't really like to have other stuff in front of it. So I actually have this pedal completely outside of the signal path. So I run my guitar into this, it just purely right from the guitar. That's what it wants for the feedback oscillation stuff. From there, it runs to the Buffer Plus. Then the Buffer Plus's buffered loop comes out, and it runs into my little mini Polytune 2. I picked this up recently just to save real estate. From there, it goes to the Digitech Whammy pedal. This likes to be, pretty out in the front as far as signal path goes. From here, I run to the Strymon Mobius. This has all my modulation effects. The really cool thing about these Strymon pedals, it's basically like a laptop in there. But for every preset, you can actually set whether the Mobius's effect comes pre or post whatever you have in the built-in effects loop inside of the Strymon. So it's kind of weird. I have a lot of mini signal paths within this whole thing, whether it's the buffer, whether it's the effects loop in here, whether it's all the little signal paths that I have in the LoopMaster. But let me kind of stay on track here. So the Strymon's Mobius's effects loop I make use of. So I run into this pedal, and then from the effects loop in here, I run basically into the LoopMaster. It's just a straight 7 true bypass looper. If you're not familiar with these things, it's basically just a switch that has its own little in and out. So whatever you put in here, you just leave on, and then you click this button to basically determine whether it's in or out of the signal path. So the nice thing about this is you can put more than one pedal in each one of these things. So whenever you click this button, whatever is in there, you could have 2, 3, 4, 5 pedals. They would all come on at the same time. It's also really nice when you have a bigger board just to not do as much tap dancing around everywhere. You know, a lot of the stuff that I switch, you know, is all just right in a row here. So anyway, from the effects loop in here, I run into the LoopMaster. First up is the Ernie Ball Volume Pedal Jr. I don't know. I've had it forever. It does its job. It's probably, you know, not the best volume pedal, but yet it's still here. It remains. Next up is the Dimebag Darrell Crybaby from Hell wah pedal. This space is actually empty right now. Next up is the Fulltone OCD pedal. Then I have the Electro-Harmonic Little Big Muff Fuzz. After that is the MXR 10-band EQ. Then lastly in the LoopMaster is the Boss DD500 delay pedal. Really like this thing. It's a lot cheaper than a Timeline, and it does everything that I need it to do. From here, we run back to the return on the effects loop of the Mobius, and then out of the Mobius and into the Electro-Harmonix Holy Grail Max. You know, I had one of the old school Holy Grails for a long time, but it wasn't playing nice with some of my pedals, and it was causing a lot of noise. I ended up getting the Holy Grail Nano, used that for quite a long time, and then, you know, I was listening to a lot of My Bloody Valentine, and I wanted the reverse reverb feature, so I picked up the Max model. From here, we go to the TC Electronic Ditto X2 looper. I had the original Ditto and upgraded to this. You know, if you're going to be playing live, you have to have this one. I really like this pedal. It's really cool. From here, we go back to the return of the buffered in on the Buffer Plus. This actually buffers on the way in and out of the pedal, which is really nice. And then from here, there's a separate out to my amp. And that's basically it.